intelligent design, and that there was something more. There wasn't scarcity. That there was free energy was possible, and so I started to. It just hit me like, how does this divine duality manifest in the human being? Because it's always micro, macro, cosmic, right? And I was like, okay, well, we got a left brain, a right brain. We got an arterial system in the front, a nervous system in the back. We got a brain and a heart. Like, we're perfectly coded to be like an astronaut suit for duality. And that was my big first epiphany, like 15 years ago, that everything is duality, right? And I just started noticing the way that these opposing electromagnetic forces incarnate and manifest in this dimension. Whether it's a tree or, you know, like a torus, there's a North Pole, South Pole. Everything is formed out of the same currents, essentially. Then I had my great Trinity epiphany. No, it's not a duality; it's a Trinity. There's a neutrality when the opposing currents come together. They create a balance, which then breaks a Vesca Pisces 0-point portal into the matrix, essentially, into this holographic dimension. Wherever the opposing electromagnetic currents come into perfect balance, they break a hole in it, and then it starts imploding the plasma that's everywhere. It just starts, it becomes a torus, essentially, and it starts imploding. And then it's just the way God created the coding of the universe, essentially. And it's the same in the fourth dimension too, and the fifth dimension. The Trinity seems to raise through multiple octaves and lower. So the suffering stems from the currents becoming particled out. So you can think about it like a waveform too. The higher the waveform, the more coherent. And it's also a color spectrum. And it's also how the chakras are too. They're like octaves, like musical octaves, in a scale from red to violet. And it's the lower you go, the more particled out, fragmented the energy, and then the more coherent and expanded and nested it becomes. So I was just like, holy shit. So, okay, wow, this is how duality, electromagnetic, positive and negative, this is incarnate in the human being with the left brain, the right brain. Well, why is everything of utmost importance in the middle? If you think about it, the skins, the glands, corpus callosum in the middle of the brain, the pineal gland, everything is right in the middle. And I was like, well, holy shit, this is energy grids literally breaking vortices open in the matrix and pouring through life force energy and sustaining it. And then wherever they are is a gland, an organ. And so how can I apply this? I saw a fucking poster of a guy sitting in the lotus position with chakras. I didn't know what they were yet. Okay. And I was like, I just, something clicked subconsciously, right? Like my calling. And I just became like so hungry for knowledge at that point. But I didn't read shit. I didn't look outside of myself at all. Something told me just go inside and feel it for yourself. And I did. I started laying down, just putting my mind's eye on the root chakra, for example, to see if it's there, to see if I even feel anything. And I didn't feel much at first, but the more I did that, then all of a sudden I started feeling spinning and vibration, okay? And then it hit me, it's like, oh my God, this is the positive current through the mind, or the attention, the masculine, basically. The mind is first. It goes into the waveform holographic reality and grabs waves and brings it to attention, or to what's called a standing wave. So I didn't know it, but just putting my mind's eye on the fucker was sending currents off my brain and grabbing it and stimulating it to a standing wave. That's why it was becoming stimulated. So I was like, dude, it's not just positive, it's positive, negative, and then neutral, right? So what's the negative? And then I started feeling into it from the heart. And that's my brain sent the current, positive charge, heart sent the current, just grabbed the fucking chakra. And then I started to get real results. I started to feel an electric heartbeat in my root chakra, dude.
Oh, wow.